The way we feed ourselves is changing. For reasons of health, the environment, economy, and simple taste, Americans are choosing food that is produced regionally and with respect for the natural world. This is Outside Television's journey into the world of sustainable agriculture and local food. This is fertile ground. Here's a secret. If you want to grow healthy food, you have to start with healthy soil. But healthy soil doesn't just happen, it must be cultivated. At 30 Girl Produce in Santa Cruz, California, Joe Shermer works with nature to create the foundation for organic vegetables that are packed with nutrients and flavor. Because as Shermer knows, the secret to good food is in the dirt.
30 Girl Produce is an organic farm, and what we're trying to do is ultimately change the way that we farm. We want not just us to not use chemicals, but we want other people not to do it too. And so it's about growing good food. It's about everybody getting a fair wage and me making money, supporting my family. But it's also about trying to inspire another generation of farmers that are going to get into it and do the same. And I'd like people to come into Santa Cruz, get inspired, and then go back to their hometowns or go find an amazing hometown somewhere in the heartland of America or somewhere else where it's really needed and apply some of the methods that you learn from around here.
The biggest philosophy that I have in farming is building soil. That we want to feed the soil. And we generally start with a cover crop that goes all year round, bell beans, peas, vetch, some kind of grasses mixed in. Disc that in, that creates a huge amount of organic matter in the soil. Then we add a compost, and we try to do a cover crop compost every other year, at least, on every patch. And then we have blocks where we divide up by plant families. So we try to rotate all those things and not have everything back on back. Year after year, the same stuff. The soil works in that way that it'll draw a little differently from one plant family than another. It also helps to reduce disease, pests, and problems associated with monocropping and cropping the same thing year after year. We're putting the plants out every 2 weeks, year round. So we just start building these waves and then we begin to harvest. And we want to have a continual supply to supply our farmers markets and chefs and not run out. Organic farms succeed because people buy their stuff. It's straight up supply and demand. If the consumer wants to buy organic stuff, there's going to be more organic farming. If we want a sustainable system of farming, then we have to invest our dollars in that. And that's how change is going to come about, by the consumer. People that aren't exposed to small farming and sustainable farming, organic farming, and this whole world need to be shown that it's not just an option, but it's cool. It's awesome. You know, I feel like I'm part of a community. You know, I belong here, and my work is meaningful, and it feels good. It feels good to buy food with a story, food that you feel is helping the environment, that's helping people, it's helping your local economy. There's a lot of meaning in food, and I think that not everybody's exposed to that. A lot of the motivation originally came from the philosophy, you know, I wanted to farm, I wanted to do something. And then you have years or you even have days that are just so hard in farming where you're just ready to throw in the towel. And I think another reason why it's a great idea for farms to go to farmers markets and do CSAs and do direct marketing is because those people are your support network, you know, not just economically, but socially, emotionally. You know, these are people that are my friends that come up and say thank you, you know, and people that really are affected by what I do and really appreciate it. So I think customers really have played a huge role in why I farm over the last 10 years for sure. Sustainability as a concept, I think, is a great tool to begin a discussion with people. People come to the market all the time. It's their first time in the market. What are you doing? Why are you doing this? Well, let's talk about sustainability and what that means, and that we need to treat the earth in a way that when we're gone, our children, our grandchildren are going to have the same earth. you know, and they're not going to have something that's depleted and of a lesser quality, a lesser value. They will be able to flourish. In farming, sustainability means you leave the soil as good a condition as it was when you got it or better. So that means if you're just mining the soil and just adding chemical inputs and just extracting things from it, then when you leave the soil and a new business or another person starts farming, they're starting from a lesser place than you were. What I want to do when I stop farming, when I leave these fields, I want them to be in better shape than when I got them.